I'm here because I've been dealing with some inner conflict within myself. I recently applied to the Peace Corps, and I put a lot of hard work into my application. We had to write an essay and basically to tell them why we think we're good enough to go help people for 2 years. And like always, I left it towards the last minute, but I really dedicated those last 2 days right before the application was due to finish the application, and I'm glad I did, and I was pretty proud of the essay that I wrote and everything. And then you had to fill out this really extensive medical form. Basically, they have to examine you from head to toe and make sure that you're okay. You have to tell them if you're on birth control, you have to tell them if you have had any sort of mental issues or really anything. You have to tell them everything. And so I really dedicated a lot of time for this, and then I waited for a really long time to hear a response. And if they liked me, they were going to interview me, and so if they liked my application. And so a few months later, I got a request to do an interview, and I was kind of torn because my family, especially my mom, voiced her disapproval, and ultimately she said that it was my decision in the end, and that I needed to decide where I wanted to be, which I really respected, but at the same time, I felt guilty. And then my other family was telling me that, not in so many words, but what it boiled down to is that I wasn't in a position of power to go help people. And so, which is true, because I have a lot of bills here in my name and a lot of responsibility, and I would have loans to take care of right after I end school. And so I decided that I wasn't going to take the interview, and it was a really, really difficult thing for me not to take the interview, because I felt like I put so much time and energy and passion into this, and I really wanted it, and I felt a bit validated that they wanted to interview me. But then I think I let fear stop me, and I don't like that. And so now the issue that I'm dealing with is whether to,
That's fine.
the issue that I'm dealing with now is where should I get a job, because a big component for not going and taking the interview is because I wanted to have a closer relationship with my family, and so I feel that if I take a job here in Bellingham, or really anywhere that's not in Spokane, that I'm going to that I would be right, that I would let fear dictate my decision, and so I don't want that to happen, but at the same time, I don't think that I'm gonna be happy in Spokane.
It's been a very difficult and long um, journey for you to, applying for AmeriCorps and also doing that extensive medical form that probably was some kind of like invasive in a way. I don't know.
It was invasive, yeah.
Yeah. And also that it may, like the interview process kind of boiled down to you not being probably ready for that position that you were applying for. Like which was helping people. Um, and looks like family also is impacted the decision that you made.
Yeah,
as well.
definitely. Yeah. My family means a lot to me. And so I felt that I was justifying this decision not to take the interview because I wanted to be close to them. But thinking about it now, I feel like my mom had issues with me going to a different country for 2 years. And so I feel like my family would understand if I didn't move back to Spokane. Yeah, but I still have to really come to terms with not going to the Peace Corps, not joining the Peace Corps, and not being what I envisioned I would be. And I think that that's something that I really have to work on. Yeah.
I understand. How can you tell me a little bit about your relationship with your immediate family?
Yeah. I have a pretty okay relationship with my mom. Like we definitely don't talk every day or anything, but maybe like once a week or something, a short phone call. And then with my siblings, I see them on holidays if I go a drive up to Spokane, which I find hard to do because it's a 6-hour drive and I hate driving. It's really boring and long and I hate it. But I just really couldn't picture myself not seeing my family for 2 years and not being at part of like their high school experience. Yeah, but then I think about how children are so in their world that maybe they don't even notice. I don't know, maybe my brain is just trying to make me feel better, but like saying that they're okay or like that they're in their own world or something. But yeah, I think really my issue is that I have to grieve the loss of a dream, essentially. I gave up my dream.
Yeah.
And that's hard to deal with, giving up a dream. But I think I definitely have more dreams. and there to see the world, and hopefully I can find a job that will allow me to do that. Yeah.
Sounds like it was a big way for you to go and help people, in this case, kids in another
Mhm.
country. And you just said that you had to grieve or like for that dream that you just lost, and this was something that you really wanted to do.
Mhm.
Tell me, how are you working on that process of grief? Uh,
I think that I'm working on it by allowing myself to think about it. I think about it often, and I think just being able to have like a silent space really for me and my thoughts is